CIET NCERT presents audio book Kaushal Bodh Vocational Education Activity Book for Grade 8.
Page number 1, Part 1, Work with Life Forms. There is a picture given at the bottom of this page. There are 4 students in this picture who are working in a garden and taking notes, and one of them is using the gardening tools. Page number 2. Life forms include all living things on earth. They include human beings, mammals, birds, fish, plants, insects, reptiles, and even bacteria and viruses. Projects on work with life forms will help you work with living things in different ways. You can take up projects related to growing plants in various ways: recording the biodiversity around you, surveying medicinal plants, learning to care for domestic and farm animals, and maintaining a nature journal. It is up to you to imagine all that you can do in the activities with your peers. 2 examples of projects are given in this section, which are hydroponics, growing plants without soil, and feeding and caring for farm animals. You can either choose one of these projects, or you can design a project of your own choice with the help of your teacher. Page number 3. Project 1. Hydroponics. Growing plants without soil. There's a QR code given on top of this page on the right hand side. You can find this for additional resources on the same project. Experts work towards finding agricultural solutions that will meet the demand for healthy food grown in an environmentally friendly manner. Hydroponics is one of the solutions that allows plants to be grown without soil or using a small amount of soil. This project is about developing a hydroponic unit in school. As part of the project, you will be able to: first, develop and maintain essential growth conditions through hydroponics. Second, grow healthy microgreens. Third, establish and maintain simple hydroponic unit. Fourth, prepare liquid organic manure. Fifth, maintain pH of water in hydroponic unit. There's a picture given at the bottom of this page. Figure 1.1. Do-it-yourself hydroponics. In this picture, some school students are trying to understand how to grow plants without soil or with little soil in different pots. Page number 4. Farmers put a lot of effort into growing healthy food in the shortest period. But as the world population grows, the demand for food also increases. More and more land is needed to meet this demand. This land is taken from forests, leading to deforestation. Deforestation leads to the loss of biodiversity and contributes to climate change. Another challenge is that, as the same land is used over the years to grow plants, it loses its nutrients, which is known as soil degradation. Heavy use of fertilizers to compensate for the loss of nutrients further degrades the soil quality due to the chemical component of most fertilizers. Besides loss of nutrients, erosion caused by wind and rain, water pollution due to industrial drainage, land degradation due to mining activities, and even excessive water for irrigation all contribute to the reduction of the land available for farming and the quality of produce. The Government of India is encouraging farmers to use hydroponics through the Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare. Technologies like hydroponics and aeroponics, in which plants are not in direct contact with soil, are being promoted under this mission. In India, nearly 33% of the total geographical area, TGA, is affected by soil degradation. This means we are losing our fertile farming land. Nearly 109 million hectares of land is facing declining soil quality. The focus of agricultural scientists, nutritionists, engineers, and environmental experts has been to help farmers adopt sustainable farming practices. Sustainable farming aims to produce food that is healthy for humans with minimum negative impact on the environment. The term hydroponics is derived from the Greek words hydro, that is water, and ponos, that is labor or toil. Hydroponics is a method of growing plants in a nutrient-rich water solution instead of soil. Figures 1.1 and 1.2. Plants in a hydroponic unit receive nutrients directly from the water solution, allowing the farmer to ensure that they receive the precise amount. Therefore, it is also referred to as a precision farming technique. Page number 5. Figure 1.2. Hydroponic setup in a polyhouse. There is a picture given in which two children are trying to understand hydroponic setup in a polyhouse, and two adults are directing them. You can have multi-story vertical farming in hydroponics to utilize vertical space and produce more food in less space. Similarly, recirculating, reusing water and fertilizers, controlling climatic parameters like temperature, humidity, and light for photosynthesis, and maximizing plant growth is possible in hydroponics. For example, the hydroponic unit could be placed in a polyhouse. Hydroponics is also used for growing crops in cities, which is known as urban farming. What will I be able to do? At the end of the project, you will be able to first, grow healthy microgreens using a basic hydroponics system. Second, establish hydroponic unit using Wick-based deep water culture, DWC, and nutrient film technique, NFT. Third, prepare organic liquid manure for hydroponics. Fourth, improve the quality of water by varying pH. Page number 6. What will I need? You will need different equipment and materials for various methods of hydroponics, as listed in figure 1.3. There is a picture given, figure 1.3a, microgreens setup, which includes scissors for cutting or harvesting, seeds, coco peat or sawdust or soil, flat earthen pot or used food container. Figure 1.3b, Wick hydroponic setup, which includes seeds or seedlings for planting, coco peat or sawdust or soil, cotton thread or a cloth strip for a wick, used PET bottles, 2-liter capacity, a paper cutting knife for cutting the PET bottle, Figure 1.3c. NFT hydroponic setup, which includes PVC pipe 76 mm diameter, 1 meter long, 10 to 15 hydroponic net pots, 50 mm height, water tub or bucket, 15 to 20 liter capacity, hand drill machine with hole saw drill set, heat gun with silicone glue for sealing the pipe to prevent water leakage, submersible pump 18 watts with a 1.5 meter hose pipe. Page number 7. Figure 1.3d. DWC hydroponic setup, which includes hydroponic net pots 10 to 15 units or paper teacups of 50 mm height, styrofoam sheet 10 mm thick as per the bucket or tub size, a used water bucket or water tub 15 to 20 liter capacity, 2 garden pipes 10 to 15 mm diameter, aquarium aerator 2.5 watts with a hose pipe and diffuser. Figure 1.3e. Compost tea setup, which includes used bucket 10 to 15 liter capacity, vermicompost or compost 100 gram weight, muslin cloth 1 meter length, aquarium aerator 2.5 watts with a hose pipe and diffuser, jaggery 50 gram weight. Figure 1.3f. Materials required for adjusting the pH, which includes pH paper, pH scale, citric acid or vinegar, vinegar bottle. With each figure, the pictures of all the ingredients and items to be used are given here. Page number 8. How do I keep myself and others safe? Some key precautions to be followed while working in hydroponic farming are as follows. First, safety while using tools and materials. Wear gloves when handling tools. And pay attention during demonstrations to understand the correct techniques for using tools. Take special care when using sharp tools and power-driven machines like a drill machine and a submersible pump. Second, safety while using electrical gadgets. Be careful while working with gadgets like aerators and submersible pumps. Work only under the supervision of a teacher or expert. Internet safety. Ask your teacher for help while using the internet. Be careful not to upload or download anything without checking. Do not share personal information with anyone. What do I need to know before I start? You have learned in science as well as in vocational education that plants require certain essential conditions to grow. Air, temperature, humidity, carbon dioxide, nutrients, soil, and water are necessary for the growth of plants. Try to use waste materials for your project. So use scrapped plastic bottles and cups, styrofoam sheets and pipes to build hydroponic systems. Now, reflect on whether these needs can be fulfilled even without soil. Record the details in Table 1.1, page number 9. Table 1.1. Conditions for plant growth and how they can be fulfilled. There is a table given on this page with 3 columns and 5 rows. Table 1.1. Conditions for plant growth and how they can be fulfilled. Heading of the first column is Conditions for plant growth. Heading of the second column is How are they fulfilled when planted in soil? Heading of the third column is Can we replace soil and ensure conditions are fulfilled? First row, first column. Germination of seeds. First row, second column. Seeds absorb water and start the germination process. First row, third column. Yes, seeds can be soaked in water to germinate just like we make sprouts. Second row, first column. Physical support for plants. Second row, second column. Roots hold soil to provide support to plants. Second row, third column. In hydroponics, plants are placed on floating sheets or net pots to hold them above water, thus providing the required support. Third row, first column. Sunlight for growth. Third row, second column. Plants absorb sunlight to make their food through photosynthesis. Third row, third column. Sunlight and artificial light are both used in hydroponics. Fourth row, first column. Nutrients for plant growth. Fourth row, second column. Plant roots absorb minerals in the soil. Fourth row, third column. In hydroponics, minerals, nutrients, are added to water in the required quantity and absorbed by plant roots. Fifth row, first column. Any other specific need. Fifth row, second column. Plants or crops are sown directly in the soil with the addition of compost or fertilizers. Fifth row, third column. Growth media are used instead of soil. Some common growth media are coco coir, coco peat, gravel, sand, red brick or clay, pebbles, rock wool, and vermicompost. In addition to the above, plants also need help from microbes. You are probably aware that microbes are organisms that cannot be seen without a microscope. Microbes do multiple things useful for plants, like breaking down complex organic matter into simpler compounds so that plant roots can absorb them easily, suppress diseases and help in communication with neighboring plants. However, care needs to be taken to ensure that only microbes that help plants grow are added to the water. Page number 10. Therefore, any hydroponic unit must fulfill all these needs for the healthy growth of plants. Did you know? Indian Space Research Organization ISRO has successfully sprouted cowpea seeds in its PSLV C60 POEM-4 mission. The experiment for creating safe gardens is a crucial step towards the establishment of space stations and permanent human colonies in space. Activity 1. Field visit to a farm. Before you start, it would be best to visit a place with a hydroponic unit. It could be a large unit or a small one run in a home. You can try to find a hydroponic farmer or home gardener nearly. You can also contact the Krishi Vigyan Kendra (KVK) in your region an agricultural university, college, or a research center. Record your observations in Table 1.2. There is a table given here. Table 1.2. Record of observations during field visit. First section is date of visit. Second section is name of the agri clinic or KVK or farm. Blank space is given with each of them to record your observations. Next is a table with 2 columns and 3 rows. Heading of the first column is New technologies related to liquid nutrients, use of artificial lights instead of sunlight, simulating moisture in a dry area, protection from light and wind, control of water supply, etc. The heading of the second column is Observations. Blank space is given to note down your own observations. Blank space is given with each column in different rows for you to note down your observations. Page number 11. You can watch hydroponic videos on the internet. Such videos can be searched using the following keywords: Basics of hydroponics plus school student, DIY hydroponics plus instructions plus home, hydroponic system plus beginner. Try to find videos created by the Indian Council of Agricultural Research (ICAR) or agricultural universities. Your questions to experts may include the following. First, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the hydroponics system? Blank space for your answer. Second, is there any other difference in the method or tools used for harvesting, transport, and storage? Blank space for your answer. What do I have to do? You will grow microgreens, vegetables, and flowering plants using the hydroponic technique. Plants need time to grow. Hence, you need to plan activities so that you will be able to harvest plants on time. Table 1.3 will help you prepare a plan. You will also learn to record plant growth like vegetative growth of stems and leaves, root growth, and the effect of changing water pH. Page number 12. There is a table given on this page with 7 columns and 3 rows. Table 1.3. Schedule for growing plants using different methods. Heading of column 1, week 1. Second column, week 2. Third column, week 3. Fourth column, week 4. Fifth column, week 5. Sixth column, week 6. Seventh column, week 7. First row, first column. Build a microgreen system. First row, second column. Observe microgreen growth. Second row, second column. Build a Wick method hydroponic system. First row, third column. Harvest microgreens, record the yield. Second row, third column. Observe the growth of plants in the Wick method. Third row, third column. Build DWC hydroponic system. First row, fourth column. Record the growth of plants in the Wick system. Second row, fourth column. Start making compost tea. Third row, fourth column. Observe the growth of plants in DWC. First row, fifth column. Observe the growth of plants in the DWC system. Second row, fifth column. Build NFT hydroponic system. Third row, fifth column. Compost tea is ready for use. First row, sixth column. Experiment with compost tea applications. Second row, sixth column. Observe the growth of plants in the DWC and NFT systems. Third row, sixth column. Experiment with water pH change. First row, seventh column. Record the effect of compost tea and water pH on plant growth. Second row, seventh column. Maintain DWC and NFT systems. Third row, seventh column. Harvest and record the yield. Page number 13. Did you know? Dal Lake in Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir, with its floating farms, figure 1.4, Phumdis made in Loktak Lake of Manipur, and the floating garden of coastal Odisha are some of the other ancient farming methods that can be linked with hydroponic farming. There is a picture given in figure 1.4. Dal Lake in Srinagar with floating farm. Activity 2. Growing microgreens for preparing a healthy salad. There is a picture given in figure 1.4. In this picture, there are some boats which carry fruits and vegetables from one part of the city to the other part. Activity 2. Growing microgreens for preparing a healthy salad. Microgreens are young seedlings of vegetables and herbs. They are harvested just after the emergence of the initial 2 to 4 leaves. Size 1 to 3 inches. Producing microgreens is an easy and quick way of producing healthy sprouts in a compact space. People find microgreens tasty and consume them raw. They use them for garnishing salads, soups, and sandwiches. Microgreens are a rich source of vitamins C, E, K, and A, and carotenoids. They can be produced from various vegetables like cabbage, beetroot, fenugreek, mustard, spinach, coriander, and wheat. You can use the internet to find out different methods of growing microgreens. You can search using the following keywords: do it yourself, DIY, plus methods of growing microgreens. DIY plus beginners plus growing microgreen. Instructions plus self-watering microgreens. Instructions plus beginners plus microgreens with artificial light. Figure 1.5 shows the process of creating a microgreen producing system. Page number 14. Figure 1.5. Steps for growing microgreens. Step 1. Use a plastic tray or a flat earthen pot. Ideally, dimensions should be 10 cm into 30 cm. You can also use old plastic food packaging containers, office trays, and flat planters to grow microgreens. Make holes at the bottom of the tray to drain extra water. Step 2. Fill the container. There's a picture given in this step of a plastic tray. There is a picture given with this step of an old plastic food packaging. Step 2. Fill the container with soil or coco peat about 2 inches deep. With this step, there is a picture given of an old food container which is filled with soil or coco peat. 2 other packets of coco peat and potting soil are also given here. Step 3. Uniformly moisten the soil by adding water. There's a picture given of an old food container that has been filled with soil and one person is spraying water to make it moist. Step 4. Spread the seeds in the container and cover them with a thin layer of soil or coco peat. There's a picture given with this step of an old food plastic container in which a man is sowing seeds and covering it up with a layer of soil. Step 5. Usually, seeds will start germinating within 2 to 3 days. Keep trays in a moist and humid place. Observe plant growth daily. You can place the trays near a window for sunlight or in racks with artificial light, like a white tube light or a light-emitting diode, LED bulb. There is a picture given with this step in which small plants have started germinating in an old food container. Step 6. Harvest microgreens when you see a set of first true leaves about 5 to 7 centimeter height. True leaves emerge after the initial seed leaves appear. For most microgreens, this is approximately 10 days after planting. There's a picture given with this step in which small microgreens are ready for harvest. Cut the microgreens with scissors just above the soil surface. Gently rinse with water. You can eat them raw. Use them for garnishing salads or make sandwiches and pizza. Page number 15. Did you know? Sprouts are generally grown without light and provide extra nutrients. They are consumed raw along with roots in 2 to 5 days. Microgreens are grown with light and extra nutrients that can be added. They are consumed raw or as a garnish without roots in 10 to 15 days. Record the details of the activity in Table 1.4. The first leaves that appear when a seed germinates are called seed leaves. Seed leaves are part of the seed that contains stored food, which the developing plant uses for nourishment until it can start making its food through photosynthesis. The leaves that appear after the seed leaves are called true leaves. There is a table given, Table 1.4, recording details of growing microgreens. There are 2 columns and 8 rows in this table. Second row has been kept blank for your own responses. First row, first column. Date of start of the activity. Second row, first column. Materials used. Tray size, types of seeds, quantity of soil used in grams. Third row, first column. Number of trays prepared. Fourth row, first column. Number of days required for sprouting. Fifth row, first column. number of days required for the emergence of the initial pair of leaves. 6th row, first column, date of harvest. 7th row, first column, quantity harvested per tray in grams. 8th row, significant challenges or difficulties you faced during the activity. Reflect on your learnings. First, what are the advantages and disadvantages of growing microgreens using hydroponics? Blank space given for your responses. Page number 16. Have you used the microgreens? How did you use them? Raw salads or as a garnish? Blank space for your responses. Third, can this method be applied to all crops? What are the probable limitations of microgreen production? Blank space for your responses. Activity 3. Building a hydroponic system using Wick method. Plants are grown in microgreen systems for 1 to 2 weeks only. However, hydroponic systems are designed for the full growth of plants. A simple hydroponic system can be made from used polyethylene, terephthalate, PET bottles. It is a useful way to recycle waste into useful hydroponic planters. You can watch hydroponic videos on the internet. Such videos can be searched using the following keywords: do it yourself, DIY plus methods of Wick hydroponics, DIY plus beginners plus Wick hydroponics, instructions plus Wick hydroponics, Wick hydroponics plus school learning activity. Figure 1.6 shows the process of growing plants using Wick method. Page number 17. Figure 1.6 Growing plants using Wick method. In this figure, different steps with pictures are given for growing plants using the Wick method. Step 1. You can use any PET bottle. Take a used PET bottle of 2-liter capacity. Cut the top 10 to 15 centimeter with a cutter or knife under the teacher's supervision. There's a picture given in which a person is cutting the top of a PET bottle. Step 2. Flip the top upside down to rest on the larger bottom part. The top part will be used as a planter, while the bottom will be used as a water reservoir. Using a screwdriver or scissors, make a hole in the bottle cap. There is a picture given with this step of a person using a screwdriver to make a hole in the bottle cap. Step 3. Attach a wick of any waste cotton cloth or thread through the hole. With this step, a picture is given where a person is inserting a wick in the hole of a bottle cap. Step 4. Fill the bottom reservoir with water. Place the cap on the bottle and fill the latter with growth medium. There is a picture given with this step in which the top of the bottle with a wick is inserted in the lower part of the bottle with some water in it. Step 5. Once the soil gets soaked, plant seeds or seedlings. There's a picture given with this step in which a person is sowing seeds in the top part of the bottle with a wick. You can paint your hydroponic planters. Place a thread for hanging on wall or windows. You can use PET bottles of different shapes and sizes to decorate a wall or window in school. Page number 18. System maintenance. Wick method does not require much maintenance as it does not have a water pump or electrical equipment like an aerator. You need to add water in the reservoir, check wick functioning, and remove dead or older plants on regular basis. Record the details of the activity in Table 1.5. Table 1.5. Details of growing plants using Wick method. There's a table given here with 2 columns and 5 rows. Second column is kept blank for your own responses. First row, first column. Number of Wick bottles prepared by your class. Second row, first column. The quantity of soil used in grams. Third row, first column. Number of seeds or seedlings planted. Fourth row, first column. Number of plants survived. Fifth row, first column. Plant growth record. Average height increased by 15 days. On the basis of the activity, respond to the following questions. First, which seeds, seedlings, or plant cuttings did you use for the system? Blank space for your response. Second, were you able to observe the soil getting wet in the upper pot? Blank space for your response. The action is similar to getting pumped by the wick. This is called capillary action. Capillary action is the process by which liquid moves through a narrow space, like the fibers of a wick without the help of external forces like gravity. Third, list 3 key difficulties you experienced while building the system. What did you do to overcome them? Blank space for your response. Now, move on to the following method of growing plants using hydroponics. Page number 19. Activity 4. Building a hydroponic system using deep water culture, DWC, or bucket method. The deep water culture, DWC, is one of the easiest and commonly used hydroponic methods. In this method, plant roots are suspended in water containing essential nutrients. Expanded polystyrene, EPS, thermocol, or styrofoam sheets are used as a float for plants. Figure 1.7. Plants can be placed in plant cups, net pots, or on top of a bucket if styrofoam is unavailable. Net pots are used for planting seeds or seedlings. A bucket or water tube can be used as a water reservoir for small systems with plant nutrients. Figure 1.7. DWC Hydroponics. There is a picture given in this figure of a big plastic container which has been cut and used to grow DWC hydroponics. You can use the internet to find different methods for building a hydroponic system using the DWC method. You can search using the following key search words: do it yourself, DIY, plus methods of DWC hydroponics. DIY plus beginners plus DWC hydroponics. Instructions plus DWC hydroponics. DWC hydroponics plus school learning activity. Oxygen is required for healthy root growth. When you aerate water, oxygen present in air gets dissolved in water. This dissolved oxygen is used for plant growth and by other living organisms. Page number 20. Now, build a DWC hydroponic system for cultivating spinach or any other leafy vegetable. Figure 1.8. Figure 1.8. Growing plants using DWC hydroponic system. In this figure, different steps are given in sequence with pictures to help you understand how to grow plants using DWC hydroponic system. Step 1. Get a bucket or water tub, 10 to 15 liter capacity. You can use any recycled bucket or water tub. Just ensure that it does not leak. There's a picture given of a tub filled with water and a mug. Step 2. Make a lid for the bucket or tub using a plastic sheet. A wooden or styrofoam sheet can also be used. There is a picture given with this step of different options to use as a lid for the bucket or tub. Step 3. Now make holes in the lid to place the plant cups, net pots. You can use tea or coffee cups as net pots by making holes or vertical slits. There's a picture given with this step of a person filling a small cup with soil. Step 4. Fill growth medium like coco peat, coco coir or sand in the plant cup along with 2 to 3 seeds or seedlings of spinach. A net cup needs to fit the hole firmly. You can keep a space of 5 to 10 cm between the cups. There is a picture of a tray and a small cup attached with this step. Step 5. Add water in the reservoir such that it just touches the base of the net pot. Place an aerator in the water tub and observe plant growth regularly. There's a picture given with this step in which plants are growing in a tub using DWC hydroponic system. Page number 21. System maintenance. Ensuring the working of the aerator is important for healthy root growth. Healthy roots should be white. If roots are brown, they may be starving due to lack of dissolved oxygen, DO. Similarly, water should be free from green algae. Covering the water surface with a styrofoam sheet prevents the entry of sunlight into the water, preventing algae growth that may otherwise hinder plant growth. Harvest vegetables regularly and replace old plants with new seedlings. Complete tables 1.6 and 1.7 based on your work. Table 1.6. Details related to setting up the DWC hydroponic system. There is a table given here with 2 columns and 7 rows. Column 2 has been kept blank for your responses. The heading of column 1 is System Component. The heading of column 2 is Approximate Cost in Rupees. First row, first column, Water Reservoir. Second row, first column, Planting Cups. Third row, first column, Plant Cup Holder. Fourth row, first column, Air Blower or Aerator. Fifth row, first column, Growth Media. Sixth row, first column, Plants. Seventh row, first column, Total cost. Table 1.7. Observing growth of plants in DWC hydroponic system. There are 2 columns in this table with 7 rows. Column 2 has been kept blank for your responses. First row, first column, name of the crops, plants used. Second row, first column, date of planting. Third row, first column, number of plants planted in the system. Fourth row, first column, increase in height of plants per week. Fifth row, first column, increase in root length per week. Sixth row, first column, date of harvesting. Seventh row, first column, quantity of harvest. In this table, second column has been kept blank for you to write the estimated cost spent on each of these things. In table 1.6, second column has been kept blank for you to write the approximate cost of each of these things. Page number 22. List 3 key challenges you faced during the construction and maintenance of the system. What will you do differently next time? Blank space for your response. Activity 5. Building a hydroponic system using nutrient film technique, NFT. In the DWC hydroponic method, plant roots are suspended in standing water. The DWC system uses horizontal space. Vertical stacking of water tubs is complex due to the heavy load of the water reservoir. So, what if we take water near the root zone instead of placing the roots in standing water? This allows you to increase the number of plants while using lesser amount of water and utilize the vertical space. In this method, plants stand in a shallow stream of water. Water flows in the form of a thin film containing plant nutrients. As water continuously flows in a stream, NFT does not require an air pump to increase dissolved oxygen. You can build an NFT system in different shapes and sizes, like horizontal or vertical stacking of pipes, a frame or pyramid stacking, etc. You can select the shape based on space, material, and convenience. You can use the internet to find different methods for building a hydroponic system using the NFT method. You can search using the following key search words: do it yourself, DIY, plus methods of NFT hydroponics. DIY plus beginners plus NFT hydroponics. Instructions plus NFT hydroponics plus school learning activity. Follow the steps in figure 1.9 to build the NFT system using polyvinyl chloride PVC pipes. Page number 23. There is a figure given on this page. Figure 1.9. Growing plants using NFT hydroponic system. It has different steps for helping you understand how to grow plants using the NFT hydroponic system. It also has pictures with each step. Step 1. Use a PVC pipe of 3-inch, 76 mm diameter and 1 meter length. You can plant 6 to 7 plants in a meter-long pipe. You can make stacks of 4 to 5 pieces. There is a picture given of a PVC pipe which is almost 1 meter long. Step 2. You will also need 2 end caps to close both ends of the pipe. Make holes at equal intervals in the PVC pipe using a saw drill. You must be careful to ensure that the size and distance of the holes accommodate the net pot and keep equal space between the plants. There is a picture given of a PVC pipe and a saw. Step 3. You can get the help of an expert, metal fabricator or carpenter to drill a hole in the PVC pipe. Place the end caps at both ends of the pipe. Drill water inlet and outlet holes at the side of the end caps. You will need to seal these holes with a silicone glue gun after placing the water pipe. There is a picture given of a PVC pipe with holes in it. There is also 2 silicone glue guns that are given here. Step 4. Make a structure using wooden or bamboo sticks or a metal rack to place the PVC pipe vertically. There is a picture given of a metal rack in which PVC pipes are stacked. Step 5. You can use a water bucket or a tub as a water reservoir. Add a water pump to the water inlet while connecting all the outlets to the NFT beds. You can attach a simple on-off timer for controlling water flow. An on-off timer is a device that automatically turns on or off an electrical appliance at predetermined times. An on-off timer is a device that automatically turns on or off an electrical appliance at predetermined times. Page number 24. Complete table 1.8 and 1.9 based on your work. There is a blank table given here with 2 columns and 6 rows. Table 1.8. Details relating to setting up the NFT hydroponic system. The heading of the first column is System Component. The heading of the second column is Approximate Cost in Rupees. Row 6, column 1, Total Cost. Table 1.9. Record of observations related to growth of plants using the NFT system. Column 1, row 6. Total cost. There is blank space provided for you to write system components in column 1 and their approximate cost in column 2. In the last row, you will be calculating the total cost of all of these components. Table 1.9. Record of observations related to growth of plants using the NFT system. There are 2 columns given in this table. It has 4 rows. The first column has different headlines in different rows. The second column has been kept blank for your responses. Row 1, column 1. Name of the crops, plants used. Row 2, column 1. Date of planting. Row 3, column 1. Number of plants planted in the system. Row 4, column 1. Observe the plant leaves for any color change. This could be the symptom of disease, pest infestation, or nutrient deficiency. System maintenance. You may need to adjust the water level in the pipes. Water level in the pipes should be around half of pipe diameter. Water level should not be too low. Example, plant root not reaching water, or high. Example, overflowing from pipes. To ensure there is no overflow from the pipes, Adjust the slope of the pipes. First, why did you use an aerator in the DWC system but not in the NFT system? Blank space for your response. Second, make a comparative chart for DWC versus NFT systems. You can compare aspects such as ease of construction, plant growth, etc. You can use the Indian Council of Agricultural Research ICAR AIDS mobile application to identify plant diseases, pests, and nutrient deficiencies. Page number 25. Activity 6. Making compost tea. You might have probably used compost or vermicompost while working with plants. Compost is made of decaying plants, food waste, or manure. You will need liquid compost for a hydroponic system. To make liquid compost, also known as compost tea, you will need a good quality compost from kitchen or garden waste. You can also use animal manure to make liquid manure. A good compost is dark brown to black with a pleasant earthy smell and crumbly, like tea leaves, texture. You can make compost tea by following the steps as given in figure 1.10. There are different steps given with pictures to help you understand the process of making compost tea. Figure 1.10. Process of making compost tea. Step 1. Get 100 to 150 grams of ready-to-use compost. Compost has essential plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, magnesium, sulfur, etc. There is a picture given here with a bucket and a jar filled with compost. Step 2. Add compost to a muslin cloth and place it in a bucket of 15-liter capacity. Add around 10 liters of water in bucket. There is a picture given with this step of a bucket filled with water. There is a muslin cloth with some compost and tied in the same bucket. Step 3. Add 50 gram jaggery or sugar. Stir with wooden stick to mix it. Jaggery or sugar will act as food for microbes in compost. Microbes help plant roots to absorb plant nutrient faster. There's a picture given with this step of a bucket filled with liquid compost. A person is adding jaggery powder to this mixture. Step 4. Put an aerator to brew it for 2 to 3 days. Aerator provides oxygen, essential for microbial growth. After 2 to 3 days, you will get a brown liquid. There is a picture given with this step. It has liquid compost in a bucket. There is a picture given with this step. There is a bucket filled with liquid compost which is attached to an aerator. After 2-3 days, you will get a brown liquid ready to use for hydroponics. You can add 1 liter liquid compost to 10 liter hydroponic water. Page number 26. Write your observations in table 1.10. There is a table given with 4 columns and 3 rows. Table 1.10. Record of observations during process of making compost tea. Heading of first column, parameter. Heading of second column, your observation. Heading of third column, usual observation. Heading of fourth column, remark or probable reason. First row, first column, color of compost tea. Row 1, second column is kept blank for your response. First row, third column, compost tea is usually dark brown. First row, fourth column, if it is very dark, dilute it by adding water in a 1/3 proportion. Second row, first column, smell of compost tea. Second row, second column is kept blank for your response. Second row, third column, compost tea should smell earthy. Second row, fourth column, if it smells bad, it may be due to poor aeration, too much compost, poor microbial balance, lower water use, or water evaporation. Third row, first column, any other observations or difficulties faced. Third row, second column is kept blank for your response. Third row, third column, foam formation on the surface, growth of maggots, mosquito larvae, and fungal growth on the water surface. Third row, fourth column, sometimes during aeration, foam forms on the surface of compost tea. It can occur due to microbial growth. Did you know? Apart from water pH, dissolved oxygen, DO, that is amount of oxygen dissolved in water, total dissolved solids, TDS, that is concentration of all kinds of mineral, salts, metals and other impurities, water hardness, that is dissolved calcium and magnesium in water, electrical conductivity, that is ability of water to conduct electricity which depends on dissolved ions, are some critical water quality parameters. Activity 7. Maintaining water pH. Maintaining water quality parameters in hydroponics is very important for healthy plant growth. One of the critical water quality parameters for plant growth is pH. You have learnt about pH in your science textbook in grade 7. pH is the acidity or basicity of water. Page number 27. Nutrient mobility, transport of nutrients from water to the plant body, is best when water pH is in the range of 6.0 to 7.0. If the pH is 7, then water is neutral. But if pH is more than 7, this means the water is alkaline. You need to add acid to reduce the pH so the value is between 6.5 and 7.0. Let us check the pH of your hydroponic system. For this, you will need a strip of pH paper. Check the pH of your hydroponic system using the pH paper. Generally, if the pH is more than 7, then you need to reduce the pH of hydroponic water by adding a weak acid like acetic acid, vinegar, or citric acid, lime juice. Check the pH of water by following the steps given in figure 1.11. Note your observations after the experiment with the hydroponics system in table 1.11. There is a figure given with different steps with different pictures with each step to help you understand how to maintain water pH in hydroponic system. Figure 1.11. Maintaining water pH in hydroponic system. Step 1. Take 1 liter of tap water. Check its pH with a pH paper strip. It will be neutral. There is a picture given of a mug that is filled with water with a pH paper strip. Step 2. Add a cup 20 to 30 milliliter of a weak acid. Adjust its pH to 4, acidic, using weak acids like vinegar or citric acid. There is a picture of a mug filled with water and a person is adding acid to this water. Step 3. Add this water to your hydroponic system, DWC or NFT. Check the change in the pH value of water. There is a picture given where a person is checking the pH strip to understand the pH level of the water that has been checked. Step 4. Check its effect on the growth of plant roots and leaves in 2 to 3 days and note your observations. There is a picture given with this step in which a person is checking a pH paper strip to understand the pH level of the water. If the pH of a hydroponic system is more acidic, you need to add a base to adjust the pH between 6.5 and 7.0. Page number 28. Did you know? Difference between strong and weak acids. Hydroponic farmers or gardeners can use strong or weak acids to reduce the pH of water. Strong acids, for example, phosphoric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, are required in lower quantities but are challenging to handle. Weak acids, citric acid, acetic acid, monoammonium phosphate, are easier and safer to handle. Record your observations in table 1.11. There is a table given with 3 columns and 4 rows. Table 1.11. Results of pH test of water before and after adding acid. The heading of the first column is Date. The rows under this column are kept blank for your responses. The heading of the second column is Activity. The heading of the third column is Observation. First row, second column. What is the pH of your water? Second row, second column. Which acid did you use? Third row, second column. What is the water pH of the system after adding the acid? Fourth row, second column. After 4 days of adding acid, what is the effect of the change in pH of water in the hydroponic system? What did I learn from others? First, have you come across any other advanced farming technology in your locality? If yes, describe the technology. Blank space for your response. Second, name any 3 things that you learned while setting up the hydroponic system. blank space for your response. What did I do and how long did it take? Page number 29. What did I do and how long did it take? It is important to understand how much time is required for an activity to be completed. Calculate the approximate number of hours you spent on each activity. Mark them on the timeline below. If you did more than the activities suggested in the book, please add the number and time taken. There is a timeline given with activity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is blank space provided to you with each activity for noting the time taken in periods. What else can I do? The following are some of the things you can try to expand your learning. First, you can use the camera of a mobile phone to take photos or videos of the steps followed for the microgreen and hydroponic system production. You can make a photo story using time-lapse photography or a short video of your systems. Second, you can paint Wick hydroponic bottles with attractive colors and gift them to school visitors and guests. Third, try growth media you have not used for the different systems, for example, soil, sand, coco peat, a mixture of all these, or anything else the experts recommend. Fourth, find out the difference in temperature, humidity, and light intensity inside and outside a nursery. You can use a mobile-based application like Mosam for the live weather report. You can also check the intensity of sunlight by using a lux meter application on a mobile phone. Fifth, display hydroponic farming models and posters of what you learned during the Kaushal Mela. Page number 30. Think and answer. First, what did you enjoy doing the most? Second, what were the challenges you faced? Third, what will you do differently next time? Fourth, do you think it is economical and practically feasible to grow all crops using hydroponics? Give reasons for your response. Fifth, identify a few examples of jobs related to the work you just did. For example, a gardener, botanist, forest officer, farmer, or agricultural scientists. Look around, speak to people, and write your answer. Project 1 ends here.
Kaushal Bodh, you were just listening to this audiobook, textbook of Vocational Education Activity Book for Grade 8. Narration Himani Joshi. Sound recordist Mohammad Faizan Khan. Assistance in production Surendra Kumar. Directed and produced by Vimalesh Chaudhary. This audiobook is brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.